Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
What you say to me, all I know is that I've got to be free from the things you do. It will all come back to you. Break stride, I'm sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Yeah, I'm actually probably not even going to start this one by saying anything smart or whatever, but I'm going to drink some of this freaking Welch's grape Ghost. I gotta say, so freaking good, dude. It's awesome. Oh, you get a little bit of that energy drink, Enos to it, but it tastes just like grape juice. It's so good. Oh my god. Not even a unsponsored sponsor, but holy shit. If you can find Welch's grape Ghost energy drink anywhere, especially if it's cold, get it and drink it. Oh man, it's so good. But anyways, excuse me if I'm burping. Oh, okay, I know what that was. It's I had a weird meatball taste to that little burp. But I know what that was. You are listening to Midnight Ramen with me, Michael. I hope y'all are doing good tonight. If you want to watch this happen live, you go to twitch.tv/MiltsLikeOriginal, all one word, where not only you can interact in the chat, you can change how the show goes, you can watch this happen live, unedited, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to think of what else there is. There's the after show, which I feel like tonight's not going to be as long because if I'm not mistaken, and if the time is correct, at 2 a.m., I got to be watching something, and I'll go into that in a second, but whatever. So I can't really do that on here, and I don't want to subject that, and I need to watch it. That's also kind of why I have the energy drink. So it's going to be a shorter one at the end of this episode if you are watching this live, but I'll try to make it fun despite me editing and other stuff and being a little bit boring. I don't know. Or I feel like it's going to be a little bit of the waiting if it does, in fact, show up at 2 a.m. It's kind of like that SpongeBob meme, Oh boy, 3 a.m. Even though it's going to be 2, but I think it might be 3. If it's 3, then I'll still stay up for it. I don't know. Man. But if you do miss these episodes while they're on Twitch or while they're still up on Twitch for the 2 weeks that they're up, you can go to YouTube and Spotify where you can listen to pretty much every single one of them, except on Spotify, you can only start at 100 and then onwards. I can probably figure out how to get the RSS feed to align and be perfect, but I just, you know what? I don't know. When I get to it, I'll get to it. And yeah. But, and I feel like I actually did try to do that when I initially started, because I use, Spotify's podcast upload or whatever. And I don't think it took it for whatever reason, and I don't know why. And it seems kind of mean and unfair. I'm angry. And it's a good, honestly, it's not a bad platform. I don't know. I really don't know. I just use it. And plus, even if I did get significant views off of it, even then I don't think I get a lot of money out of it. But the reason I do it on Spotify, on their uploading, distribution thing, is that the radio show, which I used to do back in college, Midnight Ramen, the radio show, You can listen to every single episode of those. It's a 5-year retrospective of each episode as it airs. Currently, this week, there isn't an episode because it's spring break, or was spring break 5 years ago, and I didn't put out an episode, duh. And what else? But with those episodes, it's edited down, obviously trimmed down, but it also has the reason that it is on Spotify is because it has the playlist of the music from the episode, or as close to it as possible, because sometimes the music just does not exist, or it's not clean, or actually no, I mean, I kind of went away with if it's dirty, it's dirty, because like whatever. I've already said time and time again, it's like, oh, sometimes you miss it, or you can't really tell until you play it, sort of thing. Which, playing it, you don't really have that grace time to figure it out to know if it worked or not. But whatever. I think that's everything that goes along with the intro. It's been a crazy freaking week, I tell you that. Was it over the past week? There was a crazy snowstorm that happened in the upper Midwest, from Minnesota to Wisconsin to the UP. Not like the most amount of snow we've ever had, but like pretty sizable. Like I had to tell like a lot of my coworkers to like, hey, if you can make it in, cool. If you can't, please do not go outside. And like, I think one person went in because they were like close, but also the roads were decent enough that they decided, hey, I'll go in for a couple hours, I'm just like, guys, we had multiple people trapped because we're in Minnesota. I'm in Minnesota, and had multiple people trapped in Wisconsin. So I'm just like, yeah, don't come in, please. Do not come in. For your safety, do not try to even get near here. Do not come to Minnesota, please. So yeah, that was my whole weekend. I don't really know what there is to say to it. I mean, it was so weird because the drifts were terrible. It was like kind of in between that like super flaky stuff where it's like you can't really make a snowball out of it, and like the super wet stuff where it's like it's sloppy. You could make a snowball out of it, but it was like somehow not good to make a snowball. I don't know how that is, but it was like terrible. It's like that powdery snow, but also like the wet, damp stuff too. So it's like the worst of both worlds in that regard. And the drifts are nasty. So you had like ones like in the driveway of my house. You had like some that were basically about to hip, and then there was like a part of the like right at the like where the lawn is and where the driveway kind of connects. There was like a part where it looked like it didn't even like get anything. It was that drastic. And plus we also live in a wind tunnel, so that doesn't help, with that. So, but surprisingly though, I don't even know if it's, I would say for the town, but like even in the boonies for a town of our size, the roads were good, and they're never good. Like there were plows out, like pretty decently, and they were doing like their job pretty damn well. It's like, what? This never, and I'm pardon my language for saying this never fucking happens. They never, like, when it like snows, like, something similar to what it did, they're usually never fucking out, or like they're barely out. And it's like the snow didn't really get bad until like 10, 11, midnight, 1, 2, 3. Like it didn't get bad until like late night. So incredible that they were like got up at like 6:30 to like shovel out a car, and then I went back to bed, obviously. But because I went to bed at like 2 or something like that, I don't remember. And like the roads were plowed at 6 a.m. Like that never happens. Never happens. And like, and then they obviously came back around because there was still like some more snow kind of happening, some like blowing as well. But like, they were actually doing their, no offense to like the plows are lazy. They're not, but like the plows did a good job for once. Like, goddamn, that never happens. Like, yes, it was like a late, storm and they knew about it, but it's like, this never happens. So, yeah. But like in the parts in like I'm hearing parts in Wisconsin and like even in the Upper Peninsula, the UP of Michigan, like they got like 30 some inches, which is insane. Like absolutely insane. It's not even, and those are pretty big numbers. I mean, comparables to some of the stuff in the Northeast that is like a couple weeks prior, where it's like they got multiple like feet, like 2 to 10 feet in some places. Like, yeah, that's insane. But like for like the Midwest, it is a lot. But also it's like, it's not like the worst it's ever been, Yeah, it was just like people knew about it and were prepared for it. But like also at the same time, it's not like we know what the hell this is, so we're used to it, I feel like. Or as opposed to like, as you go further south, people are not as prepared, or, the living spaces, cars, transportation in general is really prepared for that. But yeah, that was crazy. But now it's like, hell, after I got out of my gym workout today, I basically wearing this t-shirt and shorts. I didn't have to wear a sweatshirt at all. I didn't change pants or whatever. Supposed to get to 47 today, at least when I'm looking at my phone. And then tomorrow, on Friday, it's supposed to get to 61. Saturday, 73. On Monday, it was like wind chill of -20 or -13 for the low. Like, what? What are you taught? Like single digits Monday and Tuesday. And it's going to be 70 on Saturday. The fuck? So that means it's spring. I mean, Saturday is spring, so yeah. That would be what actually, let me think about that. That it would, if I was still dating my ex, it would be our 7th anniversary. Because I do remember, so I'm not even, but our anniversary when we started officially dating was on the spring equinox. I just know that because that was the easy way that we knew. A lot of stuff actually happens in March. No offense, I forgot Bacon's birthday. Bacon's birthday's on the 7th. He is 9 years old. He's my big boy. He's my big baby. I kind of forgot to. I just be quiet. You might hear me. I think we're good. I love him. I just kind of absolutely forgot him. I just remembered earlier today because I'm like, oh, I forgot. But no, I'll make up for it. And plus, like, he's pretty chill. He's a pretty chill cat. So I'll get him something cool or treat him something nice probably today or something soon. He's, no offense, he's a cat. I don't think he knows. But yeah, he's a good boy. I love him. What else has been going on? I'm trying to think of if there's anything. Oh yeah, I finally saw Nirvana the band, the show, the movie. Like, I wanted to see it for a while. I'm not going to go into spoilers of it, but like, my sister was like, "Oh yeah, there's a showing for it on like, I think it was like Friday night, Saturday night. I literally cannot remember. I think it might have been Saturday night. Actually, I don't remember. No, it was Friday. It was Friday night, and then it was at this theater, like north of the cities. It's a very old theater, and it has like an organ, like in like it's like it's an old theater, like a proper theater, but it's also a theater. But in it, they also have like an organ, and a guy was just like going to freaking town on it. It sounded so cool. It was so awesome. Yeah, the screen isn't the largest, but like, oh, the vibe was so good, and the movie was just so hilarious. I mean, it's a little, because they live in Toronto, and they were shot in Toronto and all that stuff, and they're doing it for multiple years. There was, I'm not even going to get into like what the scene was about, but there was a shooting at Drake's mansion, and they filmed around it. So if you look at the press, like, the press, whatever, of like the stuff happening, the stuff that happened at, Drake's mansion, you will see them in the background. You'll see them in the background filming. It's so hilarious. It is iconic. And the fact that they made the movie the way that they did, on the, like, I think they had like a $2 million budget. It's so good. But also a horrible copyright nightmare, because like, man, I mean, that's the whole shtick too, is that they also do reference like a lot of like pop culture and things like that. Like, even in the show itself, like their intros, like my sister was showing me one of them was like literally Peanuts, Charlie Brown the Great Pumpkin, like that intro, like do 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 do, and just like they changed like title screens and whatever to put it on there. It's like, that's the level of like copyright nightmare. Like, you can, like, you have to scrounge the internet to find the show to watch it, because Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, so they had a show which was based off a web series. Like, you can watch like episodes on YouTube, but like the show itself, you have to literally scrounge the internet to find it. It is something. But yeah. Speaking of copyright nightmare, and I've already talked about this multiple times, and I'm going to keep this as a record and a statement. So the reason that I am not a JoJo LARPer, if some motherfucker comes at me and says that I am a LARPer, suck my fucking nuts, dude. Like, I've been in this shit for over 7 years. Over 7 years at this point. I started, and you want to know how I started it? I had a couple of friends who were interested, who were like caught up in, one guy who's like incredibly knowledgeable about it, but it was like his main anime that he was up on. I mean, he was well versed in other ones, but JoJo's was the one that he was mainly on at the time. And I was just out of the blue, I'm like, well, how do I get into it? And I'm just like, well, I remember being in the Memorial Union at university and watching the final fight in part 3. I'm like, huh, that's cool. And then I decided I'm going to go back and watch everything. So I did. That's what I did. And it was, at the time, part 5 was airing I can't remember exactly when it lines up. I think I caught up. I remember the day that the 7-page Muda happened. I remember coming up to my two friends and being like, peak just happened. And I'm so excited. I don't think I was like caught up at the time, but I knew it happened. And I was like, versed enough to know. And it took, I think, I watched 1 through 4. And I gotta be honest with you, it's not fun. Watching all of JoJo's is not fun. It's not all fucking fun and rainbows. I swear to God it isn't. It sucks at times. You're in the middle of part 3. You just want to get the fuck through it. It's boring. Like, it's fun to watch, but it can be such a fucking drag. Like, oh my God. Like, the fights are good if you understand it and you keep if you're paying attention, you'll know. It's really good. But like, it can feel so just like Monster of the Week-y, samey. We know what's going on. But then, for the first 3 parts, you get so much whiplash. You get parts 1 and 2. 1 is super campy. 2 was like peak. Like, I'll watch that part over and over again. I love it to bits. It's short, but it's also so fucking awesome. 3, good. It's good. But it just drags in the middle because it's 40 episode, like 30, 40 episodes, like 30, late 30, 40 episodes. And it just like, when you get to like Egypt and all that, like you've been doing this for a while, it just starts to like, why is this a 2-parter? You just want to get to the end. But god damn, when they get to Cairo, you know. And it's just great. Just absolutely great. But then you do all this world, globe trotting stuff, and then you get to part 4. One setting, doesn't leave. Lot of, no offense, side tangents. Like episodes that don't really go anywhere. Just one character just shows up one time, gone. And I feel like part 3 is a little bit better in like connecting, how this improves a character later on. I mean, not to say that part 4 doesn't. It totally does. Absolutely does. I feel like it does more of it, but I feel like it doesn't execute it as well. I don't know. But the story is obviously, I feel, better in part 4 than part 3. I mean, part 3 is just a 50 days. Like, around the world in 50 days. Like, they got to keep moving. I don't know. Like, I love every part, but hear me out. God damn it. Part 5, before the anime, was super hated. And that's fair. But now, people absolutely love the shit out of it, because of the way that they did it. I feel like they did part 6 justice. The problem that I have with part 6, Jolene is probably one of the most, she just like her father, I feel like she takes the adaptiveness of what Jotaro does in part 3, and maybe part 4, whatever. She takes it like, what she learns in prison and the fights that she goes through, she takes everything that she learns and uses it in the next fight. And she keeps progressing her stand that's like kind of feels weak and limited, and becomes like this utility belt of just like, she can heal herself. She can be like a tracker. She can communicate with her friends. She can, from far distances. Like, it's incredible what she's capable of doing with such a kind of what's on the surface seems like a limited stand. Incredible. Like, most versatile. And she's able to curve bullets, redirect people attacks, like that. Absolutely insane what she's capable of doing with Stone Free. The way that it's written is so god awful. And there's a reason why Iraqi went from doing a weekly to a monthly, is because the concepts were so like, there's just so high concept that they a lot. There's a whole 10 pages explaining fucking Dragon's Drop Dream or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember exactly off the top of my dome. It's the feng shui stand. If you know, you know. But like, I feel like the anime kind of does it well in taking 10 whole fucking pages. I swear to God, 10 whole pages, longer than any beatdown, and grinds it into like 2 minutes. Does a good job. You know what they don't do? Explain why Poochie doesn't tell his sister nor his brother. They don't tell that. They don't say it in the anime. They kind of reference it, but they don't say it explicitly, and I feel like they should have. So the reason why, and you have to use a little bit of this thing right here, and I didn't really catch on to it. I mean, I kind of knew, but like, you kind of need a little bit of like pushing to know to understand why. But the whole reason why Poochie doesn't tell his sister or his brother is because he was trying to become a priest. Now, the person that stole his brother at birth told it to Poochie while he was in a confessional. And if you're in a confessional as a priest and you tell someone, especially someone that's related to it, and a word gets out about that, you can get excommunicated. You can't join, you cannot be in the church, you cannot join again, you're fucked. In the Catholic Church. But but what he did was technically correct. So he talked to a private investigator. He basically tipped him off. He told him like, hey, get these two separated, get dirt or whatever. And the private investigator found it out himself. But it's a shame that he was part of a racist group that also wasn't in the anime. They just hated him for some reason. They were just racist, I guess. But honestly, good that they took it out, because oh fuck, I remember reading them like, that was scary, like legitimately scary. I'm like, oh god, they got him alone while reading this. Holy shit. Yeah. That was, yeah. So the whole, I don't like, and it's also been a while since I've read part 6. So like, they might have said it, but like, it brought a lot more context. So like, Poochie can tell someone else in the church about it, but then they can't do it. They can't say nothing. They can't say anything. They could, tip someone off, say, hey, get these two separated. Like, what Poochie did was technically correct. He can do that. The consequences were just shit. So, technically, he was correct. He can do exactly what he did. He just could not say that they were related. The private investigator, though, did figure it out. But, like, even part 7, like, I just the one thing that caught me off guard today, and I just remembered, there was a guy, there's a fishing pole wired guy I was going to use for, like, to bait off, people that are like, that are like calling people LARPers and being like, this is you. And the funny thing is, so the stand, or I don't know I can't even remember if it was actually a stand, because some of the ones in early part 7 kind of are, they don't have one, but they have a stand, but it's weird. I don't know. Because they don't have a corpse part, but they have a stand. But technically, to have a stand, a little bit the way that they describe it, you have to have a corpse part. It's kind of wishy-washy in that sense. I don't know. But, I mean, you have to survive in it, but, like, they also get, the way that you also get it is through a corpse part, but you get it by going through the devil's palm. Yes and no. It's I don't know. But, like, the early ones, like, you can't really tell if they are stands or not. Well, wired, yeah, it's a little bit like, this is just probably him having fucking fishing poles in his mouth. I don't know. But the stand user's name, and from what at least the official wiki was saying, and I forgot that this was probably actually his fucking name, was Pork Pie Hat Kid. Like, what the fuck? Which makes it so funny that's what I imagine people that are like saying, oh, you shouldn't be skipping parts. Like making one word responses like, no, you shouldn't be skipping parts. Like, this is what I imagine you. Like, these are the same motherfuckers that think Jotaro wholeheartedly lost to a fucking rat. Like, and I'll leave it at that. Because I can talk about this more and more, but I've been in this shit for 7 years. 7 whole fucking years. I've waited, I've kept up. Like, I waited through that fucking, like, I wanted to put a gun in my mouth when I heard, when it was about batches. I was there for JoJo Fridays. I was fucking there, man. Like, I may have not been caught up, but I remember the experience of just, I think I might have been caught up by the end of part 5. I don't know, but like I couldn't really watch it because it wasn't on Hulu at the time, but yeah. Because I was watching it on there. That's what I had. Because it was like a deal with Spotify or some shit that I had. Like, brother in Christ, I'm not watching it on Crunchyroll. Which I did watch part 5 on Crunchyroll. That was so weird. No offense. It was so weird. But yeah. Let's get into some magic packs. I gotta get off of this. Like, I don't want to. Fucking LARPers need to get I'll say this. I'll say this. I've already said that I'm going to stop this conversation, but like, we need to stop gatekeeping in the JoJo community. It's insufferable. I've hated it when I first started in it, but the more and more I hear about it, whenever a part comes out, it just pisses me off. It's like, guys, especially with part 7 as well. Part 7 is a clean fucking slate. Like, you don't need to know anything about parts 1 through 6. Technically. Should you watch every single part? Yes. Do you need it to watch part 7? No. You don't need it. Should you? Yes. Do you have to? Technically, no. But do, while it's airing, go back and watch parts 1 through 6. It does, like, take your time doing it, because it's not about how fast, the shortest route to watch it. It's about the journey. And if you are a true fan, you get that reference. I'll leave it at that. Time for magic. 3 packs of Lore Wind Eclipse. Man. Oh! I got some news for magic stuff. So while I open the packs. So the Secret Lair Dan came out this week. I was so excited when I was making a Dan deck for a long time. Since I like heard about the format, I'm just like, oh god, I have some old Dan, like legit. I have some Dan just from my collection, because like I got some from like my uncle, whatever, way back when I started, and he just gave me like some of his collection that he found. And I'm like, oh shit, there's some good cards in here. And I found some Dan-Dans, and I'm like, well shit, I can make a Dan deck. Little did I know what it takes to make a Dan deck. It's not fun. I think I have more than enough Dan-Dans to technically make one, but like, Dan is like an $8 card. Or at least the price that I'm getting him at. They're not cheap. And then you also have to get some other cards, which like, oh yeah, some of the cards I already have are in a different deck. There's, it's way too much. I don't know. But so when I'll go through one pack at a time. You know what? I'll get rid of the commons while I do that. So when they announced that they were going to make a Dan deck, when I heard that they were going to make a Dan deck, I was so excited. I just kind of stopped, because like, why bother when I could just wait for that to come out? So then the announcement comes like, oh, they're going to do the last Friday. They announced, or Saturday or something like that. They announced that they were going to be doing a secret lair drop, and all signs pointed towards the Dan deck being it. And there's a whole story to that. WotC didn't initially work with the creator. I forget his name, Nick something. But then there's a lot of community backlash, like, hey, you should have this guy on here to help collaborate with that. So they got him. I feel like, and I can go on forever. So then they got him. I'll continue the story after this pack. Thoughtweft Charge, Wanderbrine Trapper, Soulbright Seeker, Gnawbark Elm, Gloom Ripper. Heyo. I don't think I've seen this one, actually. 3 and a black for a 4/4 elf assassin. When this creature enters, target creature you control gets +X/+O until end of turn, and up to one target creature an opponent controls gets -O/-X till end of turn, where X is the number of elves you control, plus the number of elves in your graveyard. Jesus Christ, that is nuts, actually. That's actually pretty freaking crazy. Gnarly Stompling for the foil, and an island for the land. Pretty nice. So they got him connected and they're collaborating, whatever. And the thought was like, oh, okay, he's going to help try to make it so it's available for everyone to get. Monday comes around. I'm in line. Like, I went into the thing and I even let my coworker know, like, hey, who's also, I have like 2 coworkers. One's currently out because they fucked their knee up real bad. It's like, I think that, no, they tore their ACL or something like that. Like, I feel really bad for him because he's out for multiple months. Shout out, hi. Get better soon, buddy. We actually do miss you. It sucks. But it's like, I get the thing. Once the store opens, I get in the waiting zone line. And then, obviously same typical bullshit of secret lair. And I'll leave that for now. Deep Channel Duelist, Seer, Bark of Doran. I didn't even know that was a card. No offense. Disruptor of Currents for the rare. It is 3 and a blue for a 3/3 Merfolk Wizard with Flash, Convoke, and when this creature enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Pretty on the level for Merfolk. And then we got a Thoughtweft Lieutenant for the foil. And then another island. Come on. So I get in line. It's all cool. And typical, waiting line, whatever for that. You get randomly assigned and put into a spot, whatever. Initially, and as it's always has been, the wait time says over an hour. But then it drops. Like mine, I feel like after like 2 or 3 minutes went to like 54 minutes. And then mine was just like half to like 5 minutes later. And then obviously went down from there. Then I get to checkout. I get one. I was like, hey, I messaged my other friends like on like I messaged my boy Cam and Kyle. They said nothing. So I'm like, okay. Like I messaged, if anyone wants me to get another one, let me know because I can get it. This is probably gonna, like, I hope this doesn't sell out, but if it does, I have one and you can buy it off me. I'm gonna sell it for basically the same, give you guys the same price because like yada yada yada. I'd rather you guys have it or even give you as a gift. Like I'd rather do that than like sell it off. Or if I do have it, I can give it to someone eventually. I'd rather not like sell it for more because like I don't like that shit. So I get it, I buy my own. Perfectly fine. Even my coworker got his perfectly fine. So I'll end the story after this pack. Bogart Curse Crafter. Ooh, Dawnblessed Pennant. That's pretty nice. Thoughtweft Lieutenant, even though we just got that. Oh, we got a Champion of the Perfect. So this means that this is a 2. This is a 2. to rare or rare to mythic. Champion of the Perfect is a 3 and a green for a 6/6 elf warrior token. As an addition to the spell, behold an elf and exile it. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return exiled card to its owner's hand. So it's basically championing in a way. Literally champions. What the fuck? There's only the fuck? Okay, I thought this would have been one with 2. Gut Splitter Gang and for the foil and a forest. I must have borked up the my counting or something like that. I don't know. Might be an uncommon in this pile of commons. Because there were only like one, 2. Yeah, there was only 3. So did I get gypped? The fuck? The frick? I don't know. Anyways, so we perfectly fine. We get ours perfectly fine. But then we go online. Yeah, the layer sold out in like under 30 minutes. Like what? And there's only like you're limited to 2, which honestly perfect for WotC for doing like a limit of 2. But like I don't know if there's got to be some way to regulate this better. And I'd rather have it that people are able to get the secret layer. Yes, if you get it that same day, I know they're not going to do it because they're fucking pussies. And they're not going to do it because the money isn't there. The money's not there. Yeah. But like for something like this that people want and there's a demand for it, have it be like, okay, here's this initial batch of ones that we've already made that are ready to ship out. And I got the confirmation email that it's about to ship like yesterday. Like legit. Secret Layers on Monday. Got the email for it on Wednesday. Insane. I still have I have a Secret Layer that I bought from the Dungeons and Dragons ones in January that hasn't shipped yet. I mean, they said it was going to be delayed, but like it hasn't shipped yet. Like what? And this one is shipping? But like my thought process, hey, for something like this, like a deck like this, make a batch, that is the day of, but then offer it again for a window of time. And if you get it in that window of time, they're going to make those. They have to make those. And they have to make those, and you'll get them 9, 10, up to a year later. Seems fair. Right? Like, seems fair. Like, because they're not printed, they have to make it. There needs to be time. But that people that get it within that window after the big rush day are basically on a wait list for those to get printed and to be shipped out. Have it be like a day. And have that window that you can purchase it for a later date be like a day. If they're so concerned about it. Have it be a day. You can only get like 2. Up to like 2. Or 1. Let's say 1. Per person. And then they are able to get better numbers. And I think that would help with analytics with them with Secret Layers as well. To determine, this account, how many people do we actually have that want to purchase these? How are we able to determine the scale of Secret Layers? Because then you have fucking stinkers that are like, this is like $5 of value and $30. It's like, no one's going to buy that. But when you have a deck that looks super good, the art is so fantastic, and the cards, I think the value of the deck itself is around there, maybe more, probably more, but like with the new art and stuff like that, it's obviously going to be more, but it's just so good, and it's all in one package, stuff like that. It's value. It's absolutely value, but they don't want you to have that. They don't want to, like, man, I don't know. Just like, you guys can use this for analytics to know how to set Secret Layers properly. But yeah. enough of that. Getting off of that one. Just taking off that one. So it's I can't believe it's almost spring. Like, this is definitely going to be a wild one. I'm kind of miffed. A couple weeks ago when it like had like 40 degrees for the first time, I really wanted to go running, but then I got called back into work. I'm like, son of a bitch. Because it's something that needed to happen. I'm like, son of a bitch. But it is what it is. I used to be a runner back in like, well, I used to do mid distance in track and field, freshman, sophomore year of high school. But I just loved running. It's so fun. I should get back into cardio. That is my one flaw with how I'm working out right now. I just have not done a whole lot of cardio. But also, I just don't like the way treadmills work. I've always hated them. I think the ones that like are a little bit like go to your own pace and like weird, like a kind of like a more like are based upon how you move. I like those more because they're a bit adaptive, or even like a stair stepper. Like, I don't mind those, but like a regular treadmill, I just hate that the belt is just the pace is never right. I just don't like it. It fucks with your pace. I don't know. I'd rather be running naturally. I'd rather be on a bike to do cardio, you know? Because at least I can control it myself. If I get tired and go slower, I'm not to the mercy of, oh, I need to keep up. Oh, I need to slow it down manually. Go 0.1 mile per hour by every button press, and it takes a long time to get to that speed. You know, I hate that. But, you know, especially in winter, it sucks because then you're limited to indoor running. Or you can risk it. You can risk it for the biscuit and run in like the snow or street or whatever. I wouldn't. God, this year, like even this year too, it's been a crazy amount of times where I can't believe I have not slipped on the ice. Or even right now, especially too. Even though it's melting, like, oh, it is slippery outside. Like you go into a parking lot. Oh my God, I can't believe I haven't slipped. It's like real bad. But yeah, I haven't drank anything in a while, so I should. Like James Brown. Wow, I feel good. That grape is so good. Tell you what. But yeah, I used to run a lot, and or I used to run. I did mile. I think 800 is where I was the best, but it's also like as much as it's like a running and you're physically, it's a mind game as well. I think I did the best in the 400 and the 800, but even then, you got some motherfuckers that are crazy as hell. They're just fast and just like ain't no way they're gonna lose. But I loved running, and I need to get back into it again and go distance running. I got new headphones, especially because I lost my original headphones that I used for working out like a couple weeks back, and I'm just like, fuck, I hate, no offense to the gym, I just don't like listening to stuff in the gym. So I was like, all right, I caved in finally, and I'm like, okay, I bought myself a pair of Raycon earbuds, which I've had Raycons before, like years and years and years ago when they first like kind of started up. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to get a pair. And those were all right. Those were good, but then they like the case, I dropped the case weird a couple of times, and because the hinge broke off and the casing wouldn't close anymore or something like that, they wouldn't charge, so I physically couldn't use my earbuds, which sucked. But this one I feel like it's going to be a lot better. But it's one that goes over the ears, or like you have the thing that goes in your ears, but then it has a little thing that goes over the ears and around it, which is like, oh my god, that's such a lifesaver, because like I can actually do stuff, whereas opposed to the ones that I had, or I'll get to that. So the ones that I had just like fell out constantly. I hated it. Like, and they barely fit my ears, so if I had to like jam it in just to make sure that they wouldn't fall out, and even then they'd fall out. And it was like on the like largest one that I could put in, or like put on the thing to make it work. So it's like without having to like not fit, period, you know? So there's that. And then, so I get them, I bought them, they came, and a day later, on Tuesday, they came on Monday, and then on Tuesday, me and my girlfriend go to Texas Roadhouse on date night. I'm like, oh shit, I couldn't feel, like I brought a gift card with. I'm like, oh shit, where did the gift card go? I looked high and low, it wasn't at the table, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to the car and try to find it. I go all the way out to my car, checked all around. I look in the gap in between the driver's seat and the thing in the middle, the armresting. It's right there. The headphones that I lost were right there the entire time. I even looked there. I checked everywhere. I looked in my bedroom. I looked in the trash. I looked in here. I looked fucking everywhere. I even looked at the gym and asked, like, hey, did you show up? No, of course they didn't. And then they just show up there. Like, I even looked there. So I'm just like, son of a bitch. Now I have 2 headphones, which is better than having no headphones. So I have options, which is good, honestly. But I'm just like, really? Although I will say the Raycon headphones that I got are like more open eared, so that way like I can hear what's going on in the environment, which is also good, especially if you're working out, so you're more spatially aware. I feel like the sound quality is obviously not as great because of that, but for what it can get out of it, I feel like if you crank it up a little bit, it's good. It's good. And very passable for that. I think I'd have to compare like listening angles, but like I feel like they have their spread, the like areas of where things are. I think theirs is wider than the ones that I had that were Beats that I lost and then found just like 2 days ago. So yeah. I just remembered something else that is for the outro, but I have to be quiet about it and look it up because yes. What was I looking at? What is this? I gotta find it. So, oh yeah. You know, I could play this one. Okay, I found it. Actually, do I want to rip it? No, I'm not gonna rip it off, because that's mean. So what I'm referencing, am I at the end of the episode? No, I'm just slightly, just before it. But like, but I'm glad I have 2 headphones, man. And I've been working out. I'm feeling great. I feel stronger. I said it. I think I've said it before, but my main goal for this year, or one of my main gym goals for this year, is to be able to bench plates, or not plates, but be able to do sets with a full plate. And that's meaning 45s on each side. And as of this week, I'm able to do sets at about, part of my language and the joke, it's not intentional, but I can do about 6 or 7, maybe 8 in a set, which is incredible. Huge. I don't really know exactly what my max is, but I also, at the same time, with the sets that I do, I feel like they're a little bit like, I'm a little scared of it because like I don't want to fucking die, especially if I'm like doing it solo, no spotter. I just don't want to die to it. But I am getting a lot stronger, I feel like, and I am like getting closer to like, maxing out certain machines, stuff like that. Like I did legs today, like hip abductions and adductions, like that. I've maxed out both of those machines. I'm just goated that way. I've always been goated at that one. I don't say spreading my legs and bringing my legs together. There's no better term for that. Man, it sucks. Yeah, I think I've always had that one basically maxed. Although the one, like, I did it once at Planet Fitness, and I did it at like 200, and it felt like I was doing 500. It was like impossible. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was like the I can't remember if it was the one that you go in. No, it was the one, I think it might have been ones that you like spread your leg instead of like bring them in. But it felt like I was doing like 500 pounds. It's like, ain't no fucking way, brother. Maybe it's 200 kilograms because ain't no way that I'm not able to do this. It's like, I didn't understand it. But I need to get stronger. But it's a fitness journey, so that's all right. But I should end the episode or start wrapping shit up. So if you want to watch this happen live, go to twitch.tv/Meltlurk Original, all one word, where not only you can watch this happen live, unedited, uninterrupted, yada, yada, yada. You can change how the show goes by talking in the chat. We can watch the after show, which, again, is probably going to be a little bit shorter this week, or for this one I'm about to do. With just more streaming. I need to get on my game with more streaming, but also it's work and but at least, hey, I do stream. At least this counts, Like, at least I do it. And, some people, I'm not even going to say names because, like, there's enough, but at least I try, I'd show up more than once in a blue moon. And I don't mean to, like, call out anyone. No, it's not like that. No, it's just like, at least I show up. I clock in. I do my time. I do a stream, and then I go. Yeah, the time sucks, but whatever. This feels like one of those nights where I'm like, if I was doing the radio show back then, I'd be like feeling it. Gosh. Oh yeah, if you miss it when this is on, once this episode's gone off Twitch or whatever, or any other episodes, once it's gone off Twitch for the 2 weeks or whatever, you can find them on YouTube. You can find them on Spotify. Starting at episode 100 on Spotify. But also on Spotify, you can watch or listen to the radio show, which I used to do back when in college, which is just basically a clean version of this, but more themed and trimmed, cut, edited, and what other? Trimmed, cut, edited, and it has a playlist of the songs that I was playing on that episode. So, hey, it's free real estate and free content and good content, honestly. There's going to be an episode next week, but it's going to be a little bit different. I already said in the previous episode, but this one, there's not one this week, or there was one this week. So yeah, I need to get on to making the other one. So yeah, I gotta do that sooner rather than later. Oh yeah. Thank you to Gradients for their use of the song "Used to It" off of the album The Call. They just promoted the Darian and John just promoted their latest song on on social media called Need to Survive. And already they're putting out another album probably this year. It's probably going to be the end of this year. But this song, I think they're putting it out in a couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look at what the message at the end of the thing. Yeah, this song is going to, the Need to Survive, the song they just promoted, spring of 2026. So a couple weeks here, or in a couple months, or in less than a couple months, So that's gonna be pretty exciting. That's up and coming. They have a couple shows this week. They have the 21st or the 23rd. They have like shows in Wisconsin and then Minneapolis on the 23rd. I'm gonna try to go to see that one. I might have to check my schedule, but I will. I want to go see the guys again. Watch them perform. That will be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy week, but I kind of want to see them. I want to see them play again, and especially they're probably going to be playing it at the concerts because they've already recorded the song. They finished it, but I like what they did. I'm not gonna say what. Actually, yeah. It took me a second to understand what they did in the promo, but it's like once they got them, like, oh, duh, this is hilarious. So basically, they're like, oh yeah, we got a new song, a new product. And then they did the thing that like all of these CEOs are like, oh, I love our product. Nom 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 nom. And they don't fucking eat it, I think that the craze was with like McDonald's with the arch, when the guy basically took like a bite of the sandwich, like a baby bite of the sandwich and called it good. And then like they did that with like a bunch of other ones that did pretty much exactly the same. Or that's like the latest meme going on. Like all these CEOs of like food companies not wanting to do their product or deal with their product. It's hilarious. But like, it's so funny they did that. Like it took me a hot second to get it. But once again, I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious. I should actually work out with them sometime because like I kind of want to see what they do. I should reach out to them and see what they do. Maybe I can go work out with them on Friday or tomorrow or today. I shouldn't today because I already worked out, but I could. Decisions. It's also based on what they want to do. So, I don't know. I should reach out to them and see. Actually, probably no, because they're probably about to get ready to go on the road. But yeah, I definitely should try to see when they want to work out and see if they want to work out together. Because yeah, even though I technically would need a guest pass, I think my girlfriend would want to work out. I guess we've worked out sometimes, but I think it would be fun if we did that. Worked out with the gang, with the band. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening, watching, doing all that stuff. But as I look at the time, it's not midnight here anymore, but it is midnight somewhere else. Mountain time, Mountain Tim, Mountain time. If you get that, you get that. Again, I'm not a fucking LARPer. God. Gatekeeping is like, again, I don't want to get back on the JoJo fucking bandwagon bullshit, but like, let's not be the evil guys. Let's let people fucking enjoy this stuff. It's so fucking peak. And it's going to be out in about an hour, so I kind of need to. So, thank you guys for listening to do all other stuff, but let's look at the time. It's not time anymore. Shut up, dog. Silence from you. Shut up. What is this problem? Anyways, thank you guys for trying to do when you're doing all that other stuff. As I look at time right now, it's not midnight here anymore, but it is midnight somewhere else. So until it becomes midnight here once again, I will see you later. But until then, bye.
used to it. I was scared, but now I'm used to it.